We are live now, and I'm letting the learners in, okay?
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Scott.
Happy St. Patrick's Day Eve.
You're starting early?
No, that's just water, not
You're getting hydrated in advance.
in advance. Yeah.
Funny, we don't really do St. Patrick's Day in England.
They don't at all, right? Or
Not a lot. No, I think one or two bits in London, but not a lot.
Yeah.
In fact, my nephew was born on St. Patrick's Day, so they called him Lyndon. It's not a big deal, really. I think it's more so in Ireland.
Yeah. Well, and it used to be a very somber day in Ireland too. And kind of a solemn day of prayer and just staying at home. And Americans are the ones that really.
Well, that's right. It's really gone big in America.
Yeah.
It's like
it
Cinco
passes
de
without a
Mayo.
murmur in England.
Yeah. It's like Cinco de Mayo is bigger in the US than it is in Mexico.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's not Mexico's Independence Day. It's in September.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm too lazy to research myself, can someone tell me which lens is which on the iPhone 12, the 3 lenses?
Huh?
Say that again, Co.
Which lens is which on the iPhone 12?
Oh. So let me see.
Mine is the bottom one, is the primary lens.
Yeah.
What's the top lens and what's the one that sticks out to the side?
I only have 2 on my 12.
I wonder if the one at the side might be the ultra wide lens.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
On a 12? Oh, he has a pro, I bet.
Yeah.
I've
And-
got 3 on the 13, but I don't know which is which.
Yeah. I've never known for sure which one, to be honest with you, Co, because it just automatically shifts to.
You guys not what?
Yeah.
I got my lenses, my photo lenses. And
Oh, your lens kit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does not think it's from the medication. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I need to know which lens to attach to which.
Yeah. Trying to figure out which.
blood pressure machine coming in
Yeah.
tomorrow soon.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
yeah, we could grab the
Gonna
whole
give it
list.
one more minute and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay. And I think I see a couple of new names today. Brenda, hello,
Hi,
welcome. How are you?
I'm fine.
That's good. Are you new to Get Set Up?
Yes, I just found it this weekend, so I thought I'd give some classes a try.
Okay, terrific. Well, I'm glad you could join us. This is a really fun group of people. So we meet every week at this time to look at each other's photos and
Oh,
just
okay.
kind of talk about photography. So yeah.
Well,
and-
I will listen for a while.
Beg your pardon. Oh, okay. And hello to Catherine. Welcome to you as well. And then That's Win. Okay, I didn't Win. I didn't recognize the name there.
I have no idea where those numbers came from.
Yeah, makes you. At first, I thought maybe there's some kind of robot who joined. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and get us started. Thanks everybody who sent in photos for this session. Should be kind of fun to hear the stories behind these. So just before we get started, just a little reminder about the photo challenge this week. If you haven't sent a photo in and you would like to, the deadline is officially tonight, but if you can sneak them in by tomorrow, that's fine. And it's face mask fun. So anything you want to do with those face masks that have been piling up in your home over the last couple of years, go to town, and you can send them to this address. For Brenda and Catherine and Win, because I don't think Win's been with this group before. We do this every week. It's just we pick a theme and people send in a photo based on that theme, and then we vote on our favorite, and the winner gets featured on our Facebook page and also get some Get Set Up swag. So, okay. And also the Develop Your Photography Skills class next Tuesday at 2:30. We do this as a bi-weekly class, and Abbott is the co-host for that one and will talk to us a lot about composition. And so look for that. If you do have any photos that you'd be interested in getting some feedback on during this class, just send them again to this address and we'll be sure to bring those up during that time. Okay. So we were going to talk about filling the frame as an approach to composition in photos. And what that means is you are filling your photograph with all or most of your subject, so that there's not really much in the way of background, negative space. You're really kind of removing distractions, any distractions from the surrounding area. So we're going to look at first something that Susan sent in. So this is an example.
Yeah, I took it in the Monet's garden in Giverny in just outside of Paris 2 or 3 years ago, or before COVID, actually, when I was over there. And yeah, for that very reason, I was aiming down at the pond. I wanted a picture of the lilies, and as you can imagine, there were big crowds of people there, and I didn't want pictures of the tourists. I wanted pictures of the water lilies. So I aimed it right down towards the pond and filled the frame with that.
Yeah. That's a good way to do it. The other thing too is for a composition where you might have maybe gotten some people, or maybe there was some foot traffic here that got picked up. Those are things that you can always crop out when you're editing it. Yeah. So.
Right.
And Kathy sent this to me actually last week for the as one of her submissions for the photo challenge, but this was a really nice fill of frame. Yeah. Kathy, is this in your yard or?
Oh yeah, this is low cut in my yard. Actually, I try to capture the young leaf because the contrast of color between young leaf and the older leaf is is very dramatic, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
very bright, and also the shape is make you happy.
Yeah.
So I try to grab it, but actually still not get the natural color. So actually I post the process it a little bit,
Uh-huh.
but it's still not quite as good as what you see.
Okay. Okay. That's it still looks really it looks really nice, and I like the vignette you added to this. Yeah.
And when they're ripe, the fruits are very yellow.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a loquat tree also in my yard.
Okay. Okay.
Well, can you
So-
do something with the fruits? Can you make jelly out of them, or are they edible?
Yeah, they're really delicious. You know, they got kind of a fuzzy exterior skin, and they're probably about walnut size. Some of them are pretty good size that way, but no, you just pluck them and eat them. You know, they are delicious.
Are they really tart, Mary?
Nope.
Or
No, Kathy, you wouldn't say they're tart, would you? I think they're fairly sweet.
Yeah, and they have a large seed, rather large
One is a
seed.
little bit sour, but all of them are very delicious.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, they have a
But
large
very
nice
easy
flavor,
to
and-
grow in the North California. Almost every time there's a whole tree with fruit, but it drop all the seed on the ground and it grow everywhere. And
Mhm.
also
Okay.
squirrel is the main customer. They eat
Yes,
first.
that's true.
Yeah.
What are they called again?
Loquats.
Loquats. Okay.
Loquat.
Loquat.
You don't find them in the
Not
grocery
related to
store.
kumquats.
No,
No.
they're totally different. Kumquats are great too. I love kumquats. I make kumquat marmalade.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're a citrus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a tree in my neighborhood that's loaded with kumquats right now.
Oh, send them to me, Fred.
Yeah.
Mary, you're in Florida?
Yeah, I am. North Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, you should be able to grow them there, Mary.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna. A friend of mine has one, and she's been supplying me. But yeah, I want one to grow.
Yeah. Okay. We had one from the other Susan, but she is not here. So I may hold off on showing that, but she sent in something pretty dynamite. Okay, Mary.
Here, Scott, I'm here.
Oh, you are? I didn't see you.
I just have no face because I'm in a condition where I'd be arrested if you all saw me.
Okay, I didn't
Uh-oh.
see your name showing. Oh, there you are. Okay. Sorry about that, Susan. Sorry.
Now I'm decent. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Okay.
Now, I feel like maybe I cheated on this because all I really did was point the camera. This is, I'll try to say it right and I'll put it in the chat. It's an icosahedron. It's a geometric thing, basically, and it's a piece of art that I saw in a glass museum just the other day. And I was like, oh, this will be perfect. So it's made, hang on just one second. It has something to do, there's a guy named Anthony James. He's a British American artist. And it's 20 identical triangular facets. And they were a mathematical experiment used by Plato to demonstrate an ideal compositional system of perfect symmetry in 3 dimensions, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I don't know how much this is actually, as I said, photography versus just pointing the camera, but I thought it was cool. When you look into it, it actually looks almost like a polyhedron, but bear with me just one second, guys. Because I called this, I made notes. Hang on one second.
Is this a picture or a sculpture?
It's a picture of a 3-dimensional sculpture. And what it is, it's like, I'm going to kick myself. I know I prepared for this class here okay, yeah. It's made of stainless steel glass, LED lights, and mirrors. And it's like, picture almost like a geodesic dome. that you look into, and there's no end. Like it's made to, I don't know if I can share my screen. I'll send Scott a picture of the whole thing, because it's a pretty large thing that you have to walk around, maybe 4 feet around, and it's 6 feet high. And this is just a piece of it where you look into it and you see infinity. And you're also supposed to be able to see your own eye, but I couldn't.
Okay.
I've seen these because these are on exhibition in London quite recently. They had a thing called the Mound, which is a sort of an artificial hill at Marble Arch in London. And it was a complete disaster because nobody wanted to go up it and look at the view. And it cost millions of pounds to put it up. So in order to placate the crowd, even though it was free entry, they put a load of these inside. And I think it was the same artist, and they put a load of these in. I've actually taken some photos of these myself. So I'm glad I didn't send them in and you did it. Because they were definitely on display in London up until recently.
There is a person, or I don't know if it's a reflection of somebody, like up
right up here.
Yeah. What is that? Is that
I think that's just some color.
No, it looks like a face.
Does it?
Hold on. Like a person.
Yeah,
it's a person taking the picture.
Looks like a polar bear.
The polar bear, yeah.
I was just gonna say, I bet it's not a polar bear.
Okay, I'm looking
I'm not
here.
sure that's me, because I was wearing
At least
a blue
the
mask.
horizon straight, Detlef.
Where's it?
Oh, right up in here. I'm not seeing.
There it is.
It's
yeah, it's a person.
There it
it's
is.
definitely a person.
There
yeah.
it is.
You know, Abbott, you
Yeah, I
can
see
take
it.
that picture and turn it 360 degrees, and you'd have a straight horizon any which way you turn that.
Yeah.
That also gives you a crooked horizon any way you turn it. I'm screwed up now.
Yeah.
It could drive you nuts.
Yeah, but Susan, this is in no way cheating. When you sent these, I was just bowled over by them.
They're really neat.
Yeah.
I'll put his name in the chat because you may have one near you. He makes them. This one, like I said, looks like a whatever hedron, but he makes them in the shape of stars. It's just his thing, and he's a little bit like he's like an eccentric guy. In 2008, he got recognized because he burned a Ferrari Spider in a birch forest and then displayed it in a mirror glass box with birch tree trunks.
Oh my God.
Well, that's different.
Yeah.
It's unique.
Yeah.
This
All
this
right.
one's cool. I like this one.
Yeah. Nice job on
Very,
these.
very cool.
Yeah.
Coming to visit.
Okay, Mary.
This is my backyard.
Okay.
It's my backyard is xeriscape. So when the maple tree loses its leaves, there they lay.
Yeah.
And this is after a rain, so they're all wet.
Yeah. They're very shiny. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep. Well, it had kind of flooded that area a little bit. So they were really damp.
By the way, did everything work out with?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
My brother brought over a sump pump and we hooked it up, and because it was getting pretty darn deep. You know, it looked like it was going to come in the sunroom, but it didn't.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Makes me a little crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I lost my home to Andrew, so I do get a little crazy with thunderstorms anyway.
Did you really? Wow. Yeah. That would be a little bit of post trauma, huh?
Just a wee bit.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
And it's spring here. So that's the azaleas are blooming, even though we had a freeze Saturday night, but it wasn't long enough to hurt all the buds and things. So yeah, things are blooming here.
Yeah.
Where
So
are
that's-
you, Mary?
I'm in North Central Florida.
Okay.
So I'm up North Florida, but center of the state. Gainesville.
We're about a month away from these here in the mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, everything. In fact, today I was out with my macro lens, just taking pictures of buds and things that
Yeah.
are just, my orange tree is full of blossoms. My peach tree is full of blossoms. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Abbott, I grabbed a couple of yours. Yeah.
Oh my.
Well, this one, since no one's going to guess, this one is looking at the tail section of the Spruce Goose. And the reason that the guy on the right looks like a mannequin is because the guy on the right is a mannequin. And so this is over at the Evergreen. Well, it used to be at the Evergreen Air Museum. They've since moved it. But does everybody know the Spruce Goose was a huge wooden airplane that Howard Hughes built? It flew for a whopping couple of 100 feet, and that's all it ever did. And so that's been in museums or storage since it was made during World War II. And it was at the Evergreen Air Museum in McMinnville for a number of years. So I went in there, and this is just looking right back to the cargo area of that huge airplane. And I just thought it was a neat look when I got in there.
Yeah.
That's in Oregon, right, Abbott?
They moved it, and I don't remember where they moved it to, but yes, it was in McMinnville, Oregon.
Yeah, I was there, and yeah, that isn't it. It's difficult to get a good picture of that airplane. Yeah, so big in that museum. That's interesting. Yeah.
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 Is it made out of plywood? Is that true?
Made out of spruce.
It's made out of spruce, hence the name Spruce Goose.
Yeah.
The plywood
engines,
goose is
right?
in the next bin over.
It had 8 engines on it, right?
8 inches. Yes. I had to recall the way the outside looked. It really is hard. You know, like Norman said, it's hard to get a picture of it. And the way the museum had it, there was no way to get a really nice picture of the outside. But the inside was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But doesn't the thing have like 6 engines on it?
8. I think it was 4 on each wing.
Yeah, I mean it's really gigantic.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was he trying to prove? What was the,
I think it was supposed to be a transport plane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in, Hughes Aircraft. He was in the aircraft business.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And
Do I recall correctly, didn't he confine himself to a room in his house later on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
in his
He was a
hotel.
big time recluse. Yeah.
Yeah, a hotel in Vegas, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he used to put on Kleenex boxes as shoes.
Mhm.
He was very
Very
germophobic.
Very eccentric.
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
wow. That's very eccentric.
And very rich. So I guess if you're very rich, you can be anything you want. Nobody's
Yeah.
going to complain.
Yeah.
We can be anything we want anyway, even if we're not rich.
Yeah.
This is my
Okay.
dream. This is my dream garden. It's not my photograph, but this
Yeah.
is my dream.
This is gorgeous.
It is beautiful.
This is in the Skagit Valley in the middle of Washington, and they have a huge tulip growing area. And they have a festival there that runs the entire month of every April. And they had tulips like I've never seen before. They had shapes and colors. And so for this one, I got down really low, and I filled the frame with all those beautiful tulip colors.
Yeah.
Doesn't look real.
Gorgeous.
They're so perfect.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah,
We
unbelievable.
also have a tulip place in Holland, Michigan, where you can get really good tulip photographs, but this is gorgeous.
Yeah.
This is acres and acres of tulip fields.
Abbott, I've actually been to this festival several times. Were the daffodils also in bloom when you were there?
Yes, they were.
It's
What time
so
of year was
beautiful.
that, Abbott?
It's in April.
In
Okay.
April.
And you drive along, and all the huge tulip fields are in full bloom. And
Yeah.
some of the fields you're supposed to stay on the road, but some people didn't. I did. And some of the tulip fields are open to the public, and you can go in there, and there's a couple of really scenic areas, famous ones you can find on the internet, where the tulips are against some beautiful farm buildings and stuff. But it's really spectacular to see these, hundreds of acres of tulips just open and beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. You know, you were talking about the daffodils. I just had 4 daffodils open up today. So I think they're coming out earlier here than they are in the Northwest.
Yeah.
My daffodils have already poked up and they've got blooms on them, but the darn things are only this tall.
Yeah, I've got a miniature one that's about that tall. And then
they're out and proud in London because I was photographing them yesterday.
Yeah.
In the park.
Yeah.
There's loads of them everywhere.
Yeah.
Daffodils, crocus.
So that I guess that's the Gulf Stream that's giving us a leg up on them, Jeff, right?
Yeah, that's right. We get the Gulf Stream. So basically, even though we're so far north, we get the Gulf Stream. So we get very mild, and it's basically spring has sprung.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why do they look like they're a painting?
Well, I think part of that is what Zoom has done to them.
Oh.
And then another part of it is it was slightly overcast when I took this picture, and the overcast light makes things look a little bit flat.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that overcast light, you can see all the colors in the tulips very vividly. So you see there's no shadows there. So that's a good
I was
hint.
just going to say you don't see
that's
shadows.
Yeah.
Right. That's true.
That's why I think overcast days, depending on what you're shooting, but overcast days are your best friends sometimes until sunset. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Lindy. Okay.
Did you expect anything but this?
I mean, really.
This is part of that grotto that I went to in Wisconsin, where that Catholic priest, built on like an acre. All these formations, and it was a little overwhelming to try to capture what he had done. And then I just really zoomed in on one particular place of the grotto that was all the same color, because typically, it was a myriad of items that he put in the plaster. But I really liked the blues and the play of direction in this one.
It does. It's interesting because it does, and the white, the cream colored ones in the center do draw you back into a focal point. So it's not like it's just a bunch of shards, that you took a photograph of. There's some depth to it, and reason behind it.
Yeah, I did like that there were a few of the cream colored too. I agree. If it was all blue, it'd be kind of blah.
What is this material?
Pardon me?
What is this material?
I think it's just tiles. It's glass tiles. And then I think it's a plaster.
Okay.
It looks
and
like
it might have
bars
been
of soap.
commercially produced. That it broke up.
Bars of soap.
It's like bars of soap, yeah.
It does. Yeah.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, because it's really smooth around the, Okay.
And that's from my mushroom series that I took at a farmer's market. So I had shared an earlier mushroom one with you, a close up. And
nice.
This was also, and I guess what I loved about it, I didn't change anything on this really. I did take it into Snapseed and maybe, I don't even know if I did that and pop the color, but what I loved were the grays and the whites and the browns. It just really lent itself to taking a snapshot.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful photo. Excellent.
Yeah, that really is.
Beautiful photo.
I'm glad you got your browns in there. I know you love brown.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
really like that a
amazing.
lot.
Those are oyster mushrooms, right?
I
Or it's
think
a
that's what they
combination.
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and gray's not a common color in nature too much either, so that makes it particularly interesting,
Yeah.
I think.
What did you, Lindy? What
Yes.
was this, a macro lens? What kind
This
of lens?
this was an old iPhone from about
Oh, it's an
4 years
iPhone.
ago.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just
okay.
an iPhone. But it was a clear day, and I think the white adds the nice contrast. I mean, I think nature did what it needed to do. I really didn't do anything to it.
Yeah.
Well, those little seeds that are in there, I mean, it's like, it's almost the reason I said macro, because I don't think I've ever really looked at oyster mushrooms like this. I see them in the store,
I mean,
but I didn't see all this detail in them.
Yeah, rather than seeds, those are the caps of younger mushrooms. They
Oh,
start out
yes.
small,
Okay.
and then they get
Okay.
bigger, like the
They
ones
grow
in the
from
top
spores.
center
They
there.
don't
I
have
see.
seeds.
Yeah.
Mushroom
okay.
for there's not mushroom for anything else on there.
Yeah.
Right, tiny little, I see.
Yeah. I zoomed in. I'm amazed at what a iPhone camera can do.
Yeah, really.
And it's amazing how fast they go from tiny little fruits to the larger ones. I saw a series of shots this last week of somebody who'd bought one of these boxes where you grow your own. And he had a time lapse photography, and it's just like you could see them just blooming up like that. Just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. If you look, like I have an area that I take Cassie for walks, and when it rains, it's like one day there aren't any mushrooms. The next day there's a lot of them all over the field. Yeah, so they do spring up. That's true. Very quickly. That's a great photo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you like browns? I like grays.
Yeah.
I'm partial to grays.
Yeah. Okay, Jeff.
Oh, you got some daisy shots here.
Yeah.
Daisy.
Lots of flowers to me.
Yeah, just at a National Trust garden in Kent, in the southeast of London, and saw all these daisies on the lawn. So took a photograph fairly close up of all the, because they're pink and whites, and it's just a lot of daisies on the grass.
Really, a lot of daisies.
Yeah. But Emmett's Gardens, it was near Sevenoaks in Kent, just to the southeast of London. Yeah. It's a National Trust. Yeah. So I just thought,
National Trust.
Yeah.
So they grow them. This is on purpose.
Well, probably they tend to grow wild, actually. Unless
these could be volunteers.
They don't need a lot of growing. National Trust is is the biggest charity. They own land all over the country, basically to preserve it, land and stately homes all over the country, and to preserve them. I'm a member, so I get in all these places free. It costs me £10 a month, and this is part of one of their gardens. Yeah, so in Emmett's Gardens.
Yeah.
So I think I've got 2 daisy shots in here somewhere.
Yeah.
But this one I liked. This was at the London Marathon, and it's just full of people because I was stood on a wall to get a higher elevation, a low wall, and so you can see the people behind who are out of focus were actually coming over a bridge, over a low bridge. This is in southeast London on the London Marathon, not far from the start. And I quite like this one. I took this is at 300 millimeters, so I was quite a long way back when I took this. But I liked it because the lady in the pink vest was actually looking straight at the camera as I took it. So, so she was looking at the camera, the rest of them. But basically, it's just a sea of marathon runners. These are all not the professionals who head the marathon. The Kenyans and Ethiopians who tend to charge in front. This is all the old club runners and the myriads who follow up behind. And behind them, you get the people dressed up like rhinoceros and sheds and things coming up behind this lot. But these are club runners. probably members of running clubs, and basically it's just a mass of people. But all those blurred out bits behind was just a sea of people coming over towards the runners I got at the front. But I focused on the lady in the pink vest, and she was actually looking at the camera. But I was a fair way back, though. Say I was 300mm lens, so I was like a 6x zoom on this one.
Okay.
And basically the road bent over slightly to the right as they were approaching me, so they weren't coming straight at me. They were going to one side as they got closer. I was waiting for a gap where there wasn't people too close.
Yeah. Okay, there are more daisies.
More daisies, yeah. Another close up of daisies.
Yay,
Close
for
up of daisies. This one was at RHS Wisley, which is Royal Horticultural Society Gardens to the southwest of London. Just in the opposite direction. Yeah, they've got a big garden area, the Royal Horticultural Society, and we're members of that as well. So we can chug along anytime we like and see what they're up to. But it's a massive area, and they've got gardens and greenhouses and displays and things. And I just took a close up of some. I forget the actual Latin name for these. We like big daisies. I can't remember the Latin name.
Big daisies.
Gracias daisius.
Jeff, out of curiosity, do you post-process at all?
Very little. If it takes more than 2 minutes, it's not worth doing.
How about 10 seconds?
No, probably a bit more than 10. That's more than 10 seconds to log in on the program.
Okay,
but yeah,
because this one with a second or two, what this one is screaming out at me to do is to have a diagonal gradient from the upper left to where the sharp flowers end, and to darken that a little bit to really throw the emphasis on that beautiful diagonal line of daisies.
But because this was actually a straight shot because the camera's got a leveler on it. But yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, so to actually artificially appear as its level. I mean, like tip it a bit.
Well, no. Leave your diagonal the way it is, but all those bright, out of focus flowers in the upper left, kind of pull the eye. And if you subdued them a bit with a little shadow.
Oh, right. Okay. Maybe add a sort of vignette to that corner or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Jeff, I have to ask you, are those all your cameras in the back?
This is a camera shop in Camden Market. I took a photograph of a second-hand camera shop. I took a photograph of one of the displays in the camera shop in Camden Market. I wish.
What I'm seeing is Scott. What are you guys seeing?
You're seeing all these cameras behind me. There's a
Camden
Market.
I was going to say maybe you need to be.
Camera shop.
Maybe you need to be a focus for 1 hour and talk to us about all your cameras.
Yeah.
I wish they were mine. I've actually thought about going up there and buying an old film camera and playing with it and seeing what I can get, because they've got some old film cameras and things up there as well. You can see all these old bellows cameras. It's a great store. If you're ever in London, you go to Camden Market. It's terrific. And there's this place, and he sells all this old stuff. And he's got sort of old Nikons and Canons going back to the old film days. You know, it's terrific, really. But yeah, so it's a bit like a wet dream, really. You go around these places and ferret around all this old gear. But yeah, they're not mine. I've got a few cameras, but they're a bit newer than these ones.
Yeah. Okay, Barbara.
There I am.
Yeah.
All right. So it's a macro lens. This was film. No, I'm so sorry. I get so confused. I'm sorry. This was with my Nikon.
Okay.
7000. Yeah. And that was a macro lens. And it was a baby pine, very tiny. The thing was like maybe 2 inches tall. And I just took a close-up of its leaves, and I actually have that on my wall. I blew it up.
Okay.
So it's a big picture.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I've played with lenses called Lens Baby. I don't know if anybody's heard of them. And they play with, I guess bokeh is really, depth of field, but you have to be very, very specific in how you're focusing on one particular area. And
I was looking at Lens Babies this week. There's a secondhand online store that does Lens Baby, and there was a very nice brass one that gives a start focus in the middle and a swirly effect on the outside. And I was considering it, but I haven't. But Lens Baby they do specialist lenses.
Okay, I'm probably gonna make a fool of myself by asking because maybe everybody knows. What is Lens Baby?
It's a lens manufacturer, but they do sort of specialist lenses. Which do they fit Canons, Nikons, and I think Sonys, and they do specialist effects. Yeah.
They were a really big thing a number of years ago. Like everybody who wanted something different to play with seemed to be going out and buying a Lens Baby. And I've seen them advertised lately, but I don't know anybody who's using them anymore.
Okay.
Well, I have them.
No, but I mean, if you've got it, you use it. But what I mean is I haven't encountered anybody buying them or showing pictures like they used to.
Yeah. I went to a week workshop and in Cape Cod, and this woman was it was all about Lens Babies, and we just went around Cape Cod taking photographs. So it was fun. It was fun, and I like all that kind of visual stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got a question about something that one of you mentioned here in the last couple of days about using an app called Touch Retouch.
Yeah.
Okay. I went to look it up, and it's like $2 to buy it, and had some fantastic reviews and had some absolutely terrible reviews. I'm trying to figure out which one it is. I mean,
well, for $2 you can't go
well,
too
for a
wrong.
whopping $2, you can throw it away if you hate it.
Exactly. You could try it out.
That's true. But if everybody that's complaining about it, if there's right, I don't even want to try it,
Yeah.
Okay.
What does it do?
You know what? I can show you that right now, Detlef. Just so you pick the right one, because it is pretty good. I've used it before.
It lets you remove like wires and that kind of stuff from the picture.
It will let you.
Well, you've already got Affinity Photo. I mean,
yeah,
Affinity
I know,
Photo
but this one is quicker on the phone.
Yeah. Okay, this is it right
that's
here.
The one that I looked at. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one you want to get because they don't push any ads at you. Yeah, it's really
okay.
It really does a pretty nice job.
The one with the green, because there were a couple of them, one blue and one green.
Right.
I couldn't remember which one. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. How about this one, Barbara?
And that's lichen. That's lichen.
Yeah.
And just another macro shot.
Nice. I really like this one.
I do too. I love the muted colors. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love lichen. That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's interesting the way it's going over, what is it, a step or a railroad tie or something?
It's hard to tell. No, it's probably on a rock.
Okay.
And it's hard to get a perspective of where it is because I'm really, on top of it pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That's Queen Anne's lace, another macro.
That a spider in the middle, or?
No, it was a little a flower, part of the flower, the center of the flower, which I had, I see Queen Anne's lace all the time around here, and I never noticed that it also has this little red center. And again, everything is larger than what it is in real life.
Right. Right.
You know, and I focused right in on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Really nice.
And for your information, you can Queen Anne's lace is edible. And years ago, when I was playing with different foods, yeah, I would put it in, dip it in tempura batter and fry it up and have like honey on it. And it was delicious. It was really delicious.
That sounds really good.
It is. It's very
Yeah.
good. And there's
Yeah.
a slight like licorice taste to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this one, Norman, wasn't quite what I had in mind with filling the frame, but these are amazing pictures. I was so excited to show everybody these. I put them together as a collection because, but this is like, you know, we did that class yesterday on storytelling and photography. And to me, this is an interesting story.
Absolutely. Oh my God, that's
Well, I
great.
take quite a few bird pictures, as you might guess. And this is the first picture on the left. Well, all three. It's the same bird. It's a female anhinga. And this is taken just north of Tampa. And I had a fifth wheel on a little lake there. And I came out of my fifth wheel towards the front of it.
Yeah.
And this anhinga was eating this fish right there at the back of the camper. And I happened to have my 100 to 400 millimeter lens on, and I zoomed out there and got it. And this bird is about the size of a chicken with a foot-long neck. And if it's a brown neck like this is, it's a female. And if it's a black neck, it's a male. And I have seen them with a broken beak on the bottom, for example, there. And at the point here, the scales on the fish have locked. And so that bird has to either eat that fish or die because it can't spit it back out.
Oh.
And in the center picture, you can see how, you know, you almost have to see the left one first in order to make out what the middle picture is.
Right.
And then on the right-hand picture, there's the fish in the neck of that bird, and it went through that bill.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think that middle picture is the fish trying to clean the bird's throat.
It's a bear. It's a bear.
And then I didn't include the other pictures, but it dries its wings and goes back in. This bird went back in to get another fish, about 3 to 5 minutes afterwards. And they swim under the water, and they're also known as a snake bird. And they spear the fish usually in the gills and flip it up. And of course, they always swallow it head first because of the scales.
Yeah.
Then I've got another series of pictures where they feed the babies, and the baby anhingas go down the throat of the parents, both male and female. And they're down there about 2 minutes.
Wow.
Getting the food out of the belly, I call it the belly, of the parent. How they breathe and so on, I have no idea. But I have taken a video of that process, and it's just it's an interesting thing here with the anhingas.
Well, they must be able to hold their breath because anhingas do swim underwater.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they can hold their breath for a little while. Yeah.
They're underwater probably 45 seconds, I'd say, because they will come up about 30 feet from where they go into the water.
Well, I'll tell you, those little ones learn how to hold their breath even longer because you sure don't want to be breathing in what's in the parent's stomach.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by the scales lock? in.
On
They,
the
I know
fish,
scales
yeah.
go on, scales are in one direction. Is that it? So that
Yeah.
if it was to spit it out, and it wouldn't be able to move because
Would be sharp.
Well, the,
the sharp
Yeah.
scales would be
They
stuck.
kind of lock
The
in the
fish,
diameter.
the fish is
scales are
basically
kind of
stuck in his
layered
skin
like
as
this.
well.
Yeah.
What?
The scales are kind of layered like this.
Yeah.
And if it moves in that direction, it'll slide in his beak
I
and
see.
down the tail.
Right.
But if
Right.
it backs up, then those things will open up and they can't move.
I see. So
So
right.
Anyway,
so,
Scott,
the scales will only let it go in one direction. It's
Right.
kind of like if you look at the fin up on top,
Yeah.
if he swallows
Mhm.
a fish like that, the fin up on top will kind of fold and it'll go down. But can you
Right.
imagine
Yeah.
if he had the fish in his beak
Yes.
backwards,
Yes.
that would poke him and it would get
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah, they're very sharp on the top. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. I didn't know what you meant by locking in, but I
That's-
understand yeah, I understand
Yeah,
what you're saying.
that's why when you go out and catch fish, you hold on to them and you take a knife and you slide it from the back up towards the front to
Mhm.
get rid of the scales.
Yeah.
so Scott, when you said
that-
fill the frame, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, just describing how to scale the fish to cook it.
Yeah.
Scott, when you said filling the frame, that's what I thought of right away.
Okay. This is, yeah. Filled this frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
This
couldn't
is-
crop any tighter,
Yeah.
or you wouldn't get the
Right.
concept, I didn't think.
Yeah. This is just amazing though. This is really nice work. I am really impressed. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
impressed. I thought it was more like from a book or a National Geographic,
Yeah.
No.
photography book or something, or
Yeah.
Audubon book. And it
No.
does tell a story. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
No, I,
Plus, go ahead. Norman, you don't live in Florida, right? You were just traveling through?
no, we used to winter in Florida for about 10 years. We were in
Okay, because I was
Naples.
really impressed with your Anhinga knowledge.
Oh,
Well, when you see anhingas, I've been down there and seen them also. And it's such a remarkable bird, you just have to go and learn a little bit about them.
I see why they call them snake birds, though, because this reminds me of a boa constrictor swallowing like a pig or something.
Actually, when they're swimming in the water, a lot of times all you see is their long neck sticking up, and it looks kind of like a snake sticking out of the water.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the three together are just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to kind of put them, I mean, Norm sent them separately, but I thought, especially the whole idea of storytelling with photos was still fresh in my mind from that class yesterday. And I thought this is a really nice collection here. Yeah.
Are you going to repeat that? Because I'm sorry that I missed
Yeah.
that. I really want to take that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a great class. So that'll be good again.
Actually, it's on the entire class is on the web, not the website, the Facebook page. Because I ran
that's
across
right.
it by accident a little while ago, and I thought, hey, that's the class from yesterday, and sure enough.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch it, just go to the Facebook page, and you can watch the whole class there.
Yeah.
For the photography page or just the general page?
The photography page.
Okay.
Right, the Get Set Up page, right? On
Yeah.
Facebook?
It's not photography community.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Wait, I'm sorry. It Get Set Up Photography Community. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Scott?
Yeah. Yeah. If you here, let me
I
open
see
that
it.
up. Yeah, okay, great. Yeah. For those of you who aren't who haven't joined that, let me just show you really quickly. Okay. Oh, shoot. Here we go. All right. Well, there it is.
That's right there. Yeah.
Yeah. And you get about 2 or 3 minutes of me just staring there, but I don't know why my groups are. Oh, here we go. Okay. But here it is, the Get Set Up Photography community. And
They got to join because it's a private
yeah,
community.
yeah. But once you do, yeah, once you hit join, we'll get you approved right away. And yeah.
I was on there just the other day and I didn't see it. Maybe
The class was only yesterday.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's up now and it wasn't
Yeah.
before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually,
What's
I
the
just
class?
looked at it because I thought you were announcing a new class.
Yeah.
And oh, he's got something new. What's it going to be?
Yeah.
And then it turned out to be the class from yesterday.
Yeah, it popped up on my Facebook feed, I guess because they might have had my name, because my name was attached to it or something, but my personal Facebook feed. And I did it. You do a double take when you see a picture of yourself you haven't posted. Yeah.
I'm not seeing it.
Mm.
You know, I see Joe Nowick's post, but I don't see the class.
And what's the class on?
It's on storytelling with photography.
Oh,
So I'm on the it's a Get Set Up Photography community. And if you scroll down, maybe it's on the, you know what? I think it's on the main Get Set Up page.
Yeah, that's all what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
The main one.
I don't think it's on the photography one. I think it's on the main Get Set Up
Main
Facebook
one.
page. Yeah.
So what does that look like? The main setup?
Let me go there real quick.
Says Get Set Up Community.
Yeah, there we go.
There
it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, I don't think Mary's here. And we are just about out of time, so I'll skip mine, but stop
Ooh.
there. And
Ooh.
just thank everybody for coming today. And as always, look forward to seeing you on Friday. And again, if you've got any photos and any ideas for this session, anything you want to try out, just let me know, and we'll incorporate that into this is pretty
And in case you ever decide to do that Faces in Unusual Places
yeah,
as a theme, Abbott's going to win that one.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Maybe he'll recuse himself.
Abbott just did the class with Russ Eanes about the parks. And
Oh yeah,
there were lots of faces and odd places in there.
yeah.
There were polar bears everywhere.
But yeah, at least one polar bear in there.
Oh, all right. Okay, everybody. Well, have a good evening, and we'll see you soon.
One last question. What is due Friday? Do we have a theme Friday?
Yeah, face masks. Fun with face masks. Yeah. So.
Oh,
Bye, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Scott. Take care.